is a mini video to show you how to make doodads out of regular paper clips. Preferably, whoop, dropped them off. Preferably a bigger size so it has enough room to capture a photo, a mat, and your page. I'm going to start with circles cut out of black cardstock, and I used the cover of one of the Stamperia papers to cut out 3/8 of an inch, 5/8 of an inch, and 3/4 inch circles. No, actually only 3/8 and 5/8, because the black is cut out in 1/2 inch and 3/4. So the big circles I put on the ends of my ribbons for my ties of my box. The little ones I put on paper clips to hold photos. And your first step is just to take the small, got too many out here now, the small one, and put a dab of glue on it. A paper clip, lay it in the glue, spread it around a little bit, and then add another 3/8 inch circle. Now you can use a hole punch for this, but I just cut out a whole, well, about a 1/2 a page all at once from my Cricut. Just put the shape on there and cut them out. And for the black, I did the same thing. These are 1/2 inch circles, and these are 3/4 for the big. Now let's do a couple of these at the same time. If you want, you can make the paper clips ahead of time and not put your color on, and then when you have a different paper pack you want to use, just add some 3/8 inch circles. So, little circle of paper, the paper clip, and another black circle right on top. Now after you do that, let's pick out a color. Put a smaller dot of glue on. Maybe a little bit too much glue there. Whoops. And I'm adding color to the top of the black. Center it. Flipped it over by mistake. Now you can take your time, once this is dry, put another color on the back. Notice I'm using a non-stick craft mat. This one happens to be from close to my heart, but you can get them anywhere, Amazon, whatever. It takes heat, and it also releases glue very easily. You do not want to make these on paper. Now you can see my hand was a little heavy on the glue. I think it's almost easier to add the colors after the blacks have dried, so you might want to do this in 3 stages. I did mine in 2. Let's see. You can also color these, or not color these, and just put shiny on black like I did here. So I'm going to move them over the ones I did. The other idea I had was to make them shiny before you add them on. You might try that. When you go to put the accents on, it's easy to do a bunch at once. In fact, that's the easiest way. So I think I'll do a big one too. I'm going to sort of squinch the glue around this time a little bit more and try to put less glue. This one I'm not putting a paper clip on it, I'm just putting a color on it. And then these can be easily added to ribbon. And I will do another little circle here. You could also use these as embellishments on your pages, not just for doodads. And you can be very specific about your color in the middle or not. So after you have these on, I've never tried it without drying it first, but I'm going to try it now and we'll see what they look like. Oh, maybe one more. Let's see how it fits with just the circles that are already shiny. So I'll put a dab of glue. Bigger dab when you're going to put the metal on it. So spread it around with the metal a bit. Even add a little bit more. So the metal is completely covered with glue. And I'm going to just lay a shiny one right on top of it. We'll see how that comes out. So now that I have these circles and these two made, I'm going to add some glossy accents. You can also purchase this in a form called liquid glass from Close to My Heart. I didn't have time for an order to come in and mine had dried out. My mistake, not covering my container well. I'm just going to put the liquid glass on here, and it sort of bubbles up, makes a little dome. Let it spread by itself a little bit. And since I tried a clear large one, I'm going to try a clear little one to put on later. I personally think adding it liquid glass to this first makes things a lot easier. Now these colors are fairly random because I cut out a sample on the front page of a Stamperia pad and has a bit of color. So I'm not even putting the black under this, I'm just spreading out the liquid glass. And I'm going to make one black little one, liquid glass. And you can see the liquid glass spreads itself out a little bit. Occasionally you get a pucker, but it usually stays rounded. And if it looks like it's not going to round, go ahead and add a little more liquid glass because it takes a long time to dry. I actually like to leave these. I'm not going to work at my desk this evening. I actually like leaving them sitting for a while. So if you make circles ahead, you can then just store them, maybe keeping the blacks or dark colors separate. Boy, isn't this a pretty one? Sorry, I've got to do that one. It's just so pretty. I guess you could put it on with liquid glass too, but I'm going to put it on with the tacky, mainly because it's cheaper. And if you want a really thick doodad, go ahead and put 2 black pieces together before you add your color. Let's wipe that glue off. I just like that color one, so I want to add some accents to that, and we'll see how that comes out. So it looks sort of dull when you first put the glossy accents on, but it shines up as it dries. Just beautiful. So in your kits, you got only 3 paper clips to try, but give it a try and add some glossy accents or liquid glass, and you can make some cool doodads. But as I said before, go ahead and make a few ahead, and then keep your container. Whoops! On the liquid glass. You might have lost one there because I dropped the blank dots on it. So much for cleaning up as you go. Since I dropped those, I'm going to separate it, move it, and add some more. And that's all for now. Whoop, wrong one. There's other shapes and other tabs. You can make colors on the tabs that are in your packets, but we're not going to be adding the tabs till another week, so I didn't do tabs today. Okay, on Thursday when we have class, I'll show you what these look like all shined up. I might just even, since one's sitting here and didn't make it into the goodbye pile, I'll just put some liquid glass or glassy accents on the leftovers. So have fun making your own doodads. I did it last evening. These were overnight. I actually put it on a magnet and it kept them all in place, and it was easier to add the glossy accents to it. Have fun making some doodads.